Youth Ambassador for Kenya, Wayarimu Manyara, called for more support for young innovators to address the issue of jobless in the community while speaking to journalists at the East African Youth Forum. Although 70% of the East African community is young, unemployment is a significant challenge in the community.
Every innovation you sponsor, right? That's a business you've been able to sponsor. For every business you sponsor, that's 5, for example, you create employment for 5 more youth out there or for 10 more youth out there. So why it's important for us to focus on this from a bottom-up approach is that as opposed to focusing on just getting people jobs, you create or you give one youth the capacity to start a business. They're able to start or create employment for 20 more youth within the region in itself. And I think it's also important within the EAC context because I can be able to trade goods from Kenya to Uganda, for example, through the East African community. So even the more we develop this regionally as opposed to nationally, we open our access to markets for youth innovations. So we also don't necessarily end up competing just in Kenyan borders, and then we fluctuate our markets with the same products when there's access to markets all over the region.
The regional coordinator for East Africa Community Youth Network, Jack Tosime, additionally added that government of Uganda should coordinate with ICT framework in the area to guarantee that the cost of data used for communication, such as Facebook and other platforms, should be reduced.
So when you talk about unlocking the youth potential, you're talking about unlocking the whole of East African community because the youth are the majority. And when they improve and they invest in technology, we'll solve as many problems as possible. This event is focusing on 6 pillars. We are talking about innovation in energy, innovation in ICT, innovation in agriculture, innovation in health, and we are focusing also on climate change. And those are the issues that we are grappling with as the East African community, the 7 partner states. And we are saying that when we invest in, for example, agriculture, where we have the comparative advantage, we are going to create very many jobs where young people face challenges of unemployment. If we invest in climate change, we are going to sort the challenges that we are seeing in climate change. And we want to put the young people at the forefront of this because we believe that the EAC has a vision 2050. And this vision 2050 will be achieved if young people are put at the forefront. The internet connectivity in the EAC is at 1 out of 5. You can imagine 20% of the East Africans are the only ones who are accessing internet. So how are you going to improve ICT and innovation if people are still not using technology? Another thing is the issue of data. If you look at the region among the regional economic blocks, the EAC has the highest data prices. You can look at Uganda, for example. We still have an issue of Facebook, which the president even, I don't know what happened. So we need to ensure that we bring data prices down to ensure that we promote innovation. That is 1. 2, we must ensure that we harmonize the ICT and the STI frameworks in the region.
The Permanent Secretary for East African Community Affairs, Edith Mwanje, disclosed that there are specific procedures that must be followed where the Council of Ministers make policies decisions together with coordinating committees to achieve and handle the difficulties in the community.
We have a Council of Ministers that takes policy decisions. We have a summit of heads of state that makes gives direction and impetus on the direction we should be moving. But we also have a meeting of permanent secretaries, which is called the coordination committee, and then technical meetings. So those ones take decisions, research is done at the technical level, it's pushed up until the council makes policy and then advises the heads of state. And then also we have, of course, the EAC Secretariat. So it's a lot. We have arrangements, we have the court, we have the YALA. All those help us to achieve, to achieve what we want to achieve.
The community's most valuable resource is its human capital, which includes the full mobilization and effective participation of all East Africans, including men, women, and the youth for social and national advancement. Youth should receive proportionate recognition and engagement in all national and regional development efforts because they make up the largest population group in the East African community. In order to create a legally binding framework for the efficient implementation, monitoring, and evaluation of youth programs and initiatives, The Sectoral Council's recommendations led to the adoption of the East African Community Youth Policy in August 2013. Andrew Barije, Samuel Kirimunda, Smart 24, Business Today.